What's happening, beautiful people? It's your certified hope dealer, Hamilton Newton, DJ H Vidal. We're Reading's hip-hop station, the all-new Loud 98.5. And yes, you're getting loud with H Vidal. It is time to shine that spotlight. And this one, well, it's very dear to me. This has a lot to do with how I live my life and how I walk my walk. And in the studio, I have with me right now Community Program Specialist of the Council on Chemical Abuse, Miss Yvonne Stroman. How are we?
I'm well. How are you, bro?
Phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely. It's a good day to be alive.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I couldn't think of a better time to bring you in here. It is September. September is recovery month, and we was talking a little bit earlier about how September is my favorite month of the year.
Indeed.
You know, I'm a person in long-term recovery, as you know. Haven't had a drink, drug, pill, or fix since September 27th, 2014.
Congratulations. That's what's up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so before I start making it about me, because I can do that. I'll do that. We tend to do that from time to time.
That's okay. Sometimes that's okay.
That's okay. And forgive me, y'all, but I'm just really, really excited to have Yvonne here. This is very, very special to me. The Council on Chemical Abuse. Briefly, tell everybody what the Council on Chemical Abuse is and what you do for our awesome Berks County.
Well, so the Council on Chemical Abuse is Berks County's single county authority. What that means basically is in the state of Pennsylvania, there's a mandate that every county have an organization or agency that represents alcohol prevention, treatment, intervention, and recovery services. Council on Chemical Abuse does that for the county of Berks. And so my role, I'm the community program specialist there, and I do a couple different things. Along with community outreach, right? I'm on BCTV, I'm on your radio show, I'm on WEEU. I also do some presentations out there in the community about the disease of addiction, about the access to treatment, and knowing that recovery is possible. Like you, I'm a person in long-term recovery.
Yes.
And so I think it's very important that people understand that there are people who get well from this insidious disease, right?
Amen.
And then along with that, though, I also coordinate our annual conference, which is coming up November 18th, shout out. And then I also monitor our service providers to make sure that they are in compliance with state, federal, and local laws. And so working with our service providers to make sure that they're doing everything that they can do to help people get well.
I love it. I absolutely.
I'm blessed.
Yes, you are.
I'm blessed.
I'm just absolutely blessed to just, just to be aligned with the Council on Chemical Abuse. Because like everybody else, I'm sure I have a story, I have a past. And the Council on Chemical Abuse has played a huge part in my process, as far as me getting better and continuing to get better. Just by being the single county authorities. When I got out of prison some 10 years ago, had it not been for the county, had it not been for the Council on Chemical Abuse providing that funding for Camp Joy, would have never happened for me.
Right. And so that's what we do is we take those public dollars, we make sure they are utilized in the best way possible.
Yes.
And more importantly, like you said, to help people get well. And not only just people getting well, but people are thriving.
Yes.
Hamilton, look at you. Look at you. Bright young man like yourself. You got your own radio show. You're shaking and moving in the community. And not only that, you're giving back, brother. I need to tell you, you're not going to tell that. So I'm going to tell that for you. Hamilton is giving back in the community tenfold. And so what we are able to do is take what's been given to us and soar, catapult that so that we can transmit and communicate that recovery works.
Yes.
Recovery looks good. Recovery looks good on you, bro.
Thank you so
much. It looks
much.
really good. And we are so proud. We are so proud to have an asset like yourself in our community talking about wellness, talking about not only taking that wellness and putting it to the good of others, but so that others know that there is an opportunity that if you're struggling, if you're feeling isolated alone, you don't have to feel that way anymore. We got services available for you. Make no difference about what your income level is. If you don't have it, we can get that for you. And more importantly, we can help you get well and support you on your road to recovery.
I call the Council on Chemical Abuse the plug. You understand? They are the plug. So let's talk about stigma. Okay. there is a huge stigma out there about alcoholism, about the disease of addiction. People have this thought in their mind that, an alcoholic is somebody that walks around with a brown paper bag, or they live under a bridge, or an addict, if you will, is someone who is a junkie that just lives in the street.
Right.
And people are quick to judge individuals who suffer from the disease of addiction and hold that stigma cloud above a person's head, and they don't realize how much not only does it affect the individual, but it affects the family.
Absolutely.
Of the individual. So talk about stigma.
Yeah, and we got to talk about it in the framework of it's something that people try to hide. It's something that people don't talk about because of what you exactly said. When you ask individuals, what does addiction look like? They're going to be the first to tell you that it's somebody who is homeless,
right,
somebody who doesn't have a job, somebody who is clutching onto that brown paper bag. And we got to think about the disease. It's a disease of the brain, right? It's an illness, no different than somebody with diabetes.
That's right.
And so do we look poorly on people with diabetes? Do we look poorly on people with cancer? No. In fact, what we do is give them our hand of compassion and empathy, right? And so why can't we, if we understand that the brain changes as a result of the ingestion of chemicals,
yes,
and so we think differently and we act differently, but understanding that without those chemicals in our bodies, we show up and we show out. And so now we become political leaders in our communities.
Yes.
I don't know, but I was on the school board. I was on the president on the school board, right?
And you rocked it.
Thank you. And I also advocate and promote well-being.
Yes.
So now I have the opportunity to share. And a couple weeks ago, I was talking to Senator Bob Casey and was talking to him about the need for treatment, the need for dollars to get people into treatment so they can get well.
Yes.
He listened. He listens because he knows what, at the end of the day, we show up and we become voters. So now we're standing in that voter line saying, check, we got you.
That's right.
Right? But do you have us? I was having a conversation the other day with Mayor Moran, right? He too identified himself as a person in long-term recovery.
Yep.
He's the mayor of the city,
That's
the
right.
fifth largest city in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
So come on, y'all. Y'all got to give us our props to know that we get well. And not only do we get well, but we soar onto higher heights to do the next right thing for our communities. So we got to look at the disease of addiction a little bit differently so that we can support people to getting well. Otherwise, we stay trapped and isolated in our own minds and in our own bodies, and we don't tell anybody for fear of that stigma and that judgment that comes along with that.
Yes.
But when we can shed that, when we can shed that stigma, when we can shed that self-judgment of we're no good, and people can extend to us the opportunity and the possibility
That's
of
right.
getting well, man, look out. Man, look out. Because we come to you tenfold. I think about those that are of notoriety, and Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
Samuel Jackson, 30 plus years.
Yes.
How many times have we gone to the movies to see Samuel Jackson, right? We have thought that he had, anything differently about Samuel Jackson if we didn't know that. So we got to be willing to think about differently how we look at people who are clutching on that brown paper bag. Because quite frankly, take that brown paper bag away from them and give them some treatment. They're your doctors, they're your lawyers, they're your actors, right?
Yeah.
They are your mayors. They are making big decisions for you. I was really moved a few years ago. Botticelli, who used to be the head of Drug Enforcement Administration, again, 35 years of long-term recovery. So we got to say that people are making great, good decisions on our behalf, on our benefit as a whole, as a community. Policies, legislations, rules, laws, what have you, and we're making life better for people.
I don't even know what to say. That was so impactful.
We're making life better for people.
We are, and just thinking back what you was talking about, some of the most positive influences out there, like Robert Downey Jr. I absolutely love Robert Downey Jr.
Love him.
Jamie Lee Curtis. These are all people in long-term recovery. Elton John.
And they're speaking out.
Yes.
They're speaking out. They're
Eminem.
talking about getting better. And they're speaking out and talking about how wellness has catapulted their career, right? And Robert Downey Jr. is a perfect example. He would tell you. There was a time in his life when he was struggling.
Yes.
Right? And now look at him.
Yep.
Iron Man, he's coming back.
Yes, he's back.
He's back.
He is back. So, real quick, before we get up out of here, can you let everybody know how to find you online, where your office is, your socials, and all that?
Yeah, so let me break it down a couple places because we got 2 different locations, right? Our main office is at 50 North 5th Street on the 5th floor above M&T Bank. The number there is 610-376-8669. Now, we also have, because this is our commitment to the community, a recovery center whereby there are meetings. You can meet with your sponsor. You can come and enjoy some recovery-oriented activities and events. And I am there. I'm there coordinating efforts to make sure that people come and are given the respect and dignity that they deserve in a place and space that exudes love, right? I always say, you come through our doors, you will never leave the same way you left. You will be a different changed person because you've come to the Rise Center. We're at the corner of 8th and Ole, and you can contact me directly there, 610-750-7550. We're under the umbrella of the Council on Chemical Abuse, and our website is COCABERKS, COCABERKS.org. Please check us out. I'm talking about treatment and recovery, but we also do prevention and intervention. So there is a host of services along with harm reduction, because we want people to understand there are many pathways to recovery, and there is a pathway for you. If you're out there struggling, if you're in that contemplation, you're not really sure, give us a call. We're going to walk you through it. And we're not going to leave you. We're going to support you in every step of the way, because we want you to know that you do not have to go through this struggle alone by yourself in isolation, because that leads to a whole different level of detriment that we're trying to avoid, and we're wanting to really extend the hand of help.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, and congratulations on all that you're doing, Hamilton. I am so proud of you. You are a beacon of light and hope that resonates love throughout Berks County through your voice, and I just want to support you in your continuation of your own growth and development, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. I'm about to cry. With the all-new Loud 98.5, thank you so much.
Absolutely. My pleasure, my brother.